Hi everyone. So, in this video I'll be going through and showing you where these pieces are at the end of today. This is where they started. This is my second group. Well, technically my third because I did the edge pieces and then I did the inside pieces. Did some of the inside pieces like you saw with the last video. I lost the photos I had of the edge pieces, so I'll have to retake those photos at some point. But this is where the pieces are at right now. And that's where they were yesterday. Or that's where the pieces were yesterday to start off with. And now this is the puzzle. So just a little hint at what the puzzle's gonna look like together. This is what it looks like. This is the side of the box without any text on it. So it's an elephant with some like Zentangles all over it and everything. So it's good to know that most of the leaves are on the outside, kind of thing. So there's that. But there are some very detailed parts. I was working on some of these pieces, I think, today. But I'm not working on them in the order that they're going to be put in the puzzle, so I don't know how they're going to look. But that's just what the puzzle box looks like. And this is where they are now, where they are at that point. So I added more color here, I think. Yes, on these ones. Here. And then, with more color added. Now, because this box didn't come with like a separator, the markers, after I had like color coordinated them, kept falling into the wrong row. So I literally took a couple pieces of paper and with a lot of ripping of the paper, I got the right size because I don't have my scissors on me right now. And I used that to separate the markers in their rows. So I'm going to go redo this so that, because some of them are in the wrong sections and stuff. So, because it's supposed to be yellow, green, blue, for example, I want to color coordinate them starting here with red and ending with purple and the pinks and the browns and all that. So this is sort of a navy blue, but it's more black than blue, so I've kept it over here, and everything. So there's that. I'm gonna have to, and then this is orange, so it's not in the right section. It should be at the top here, so I gotta fix that. But this is where these pieces are at this moment and what I've been working on today. So I actually managed to complete them all up into this point now. So I just have these to paint now, and then grab the next set of puzzle pieces. So this one here was the first one I did yesterday. Come on, sorry. Which was 171 of 100, or of 500, and I started at 2:25 p.m., completed it at 18 p.m. on January 26th. So that was the first one. And then the last one yesterday, completely silver, was 251 of 500. And the amount in here, so what was the first one? I don't remember. Alright, is 254 of 500. So however many pieces, I don't feel like counting or doing the math, is from 171 to 254 is my goal to be done by the end of the day. So 254. I don't know how many pieces it is. I don't feel like counting it, but If you want to count it, put it in the comments and tell me how many pieces that is that fits in this tray. Well, technically wooden canvas from the dollar store, but I've been using it as a tray for puzzle pieces, and I've also used it as a tray for when I do perler bead art. So like if I wanted to do some perler bead art outside, I can't do that right now. It's January and I'm in winter peg. So I can't do that right now, but in the summertime sometimes I'll do like perler bead art, and I'll put the perler bead molds in here so that when I'm transferring them, I don't have to run the risk of them falling everywhere. And if it does fall, it stays in this little section here. So yeah, this is like my makeshift puzzle board kind of thing. And it actually works better than the puzzle board I got, because the puzzle board I got is just a flat piece of cardboard in like a carrying case. So this actually works better, surprisingly. Whoops. I'm watching some videos online. And I don't know if you saw that, but whatever. Anyway, this is where they're at right now. And then I have to reorganize this set of markers. So that's going to be fun, because I had already organized them. Now I have to redo them. But because they're already organized, it shouldn't take too long. But anyway, because it didn't have a grid at the bottom for these, they kept moving around, and it was, oh my gosh, it was so annoying. Alright, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed.
Alright, so that was just a video clip I wanted to include. I reorganized the box of paint markers, and I did say that once I finish painting all the pieces, that will be the last step. And yeah, I did kind of paint all the pieces in this tray, but I'm not yet done. You'll see what I mean later. So, all the pieces here have color to them. They're full, I've filled in all the spaces. It's dry here. So I filled in all the spaces there. This is what they look like. This is not the final result. There is one little touch-up that I have to do after this point, and I am not finished that on all pieces. So, because it takes a while, because I have to be precise for the final touch-ups. And these dots on the side of the canvas are me reactivating paint markers. So that's what those dots are from. And now, some of you, I don't know how many of you will be able to spot it, but if you look really closely, I've gone over the black lines in this first row here with the paint marker I had, using both ends of it, because there's like a smaller nib and then there's the brush nib. So for bigger areas I could use the brush nib, and the smaller areas I use the smaller nib. And so that's the first row outlined, done, and I think a major improvement on this orange and yellow leaf was done. So let me remind you what the previous look was for that one. Yeah, I think a major improvement on the yellow and orange leaf there. Alright. Now, let's go to the next row. The next row, once I put black line, I redid the black line on it. I think it makes everything pop a little bit more now, because some of that line got covered when I painted. So going over it is the extra step, but it makes it look better, I think, in the long run. So that is what they look like with the outlines. Next row, I am not finished the outline part here, so there's that. Alright. Now, fun fact with this greenish striped one, as I was coloring the rows, I accidentally messed up and put a dot where it shouldn't be. So I'm like, okay, quick, how do I make this look intentional? And so I added a dot onto those rows, in case you were like, when did the dots happen? Why did the dots happen? Yeah, I had a mess up and I was trying to make it look intentional. So I'll be completely honest with you. That's what happened there. I think it looks intentional now. I think it worked. I don't think you would have noticed had I not told you, but I wanted to establish that because the previous photos you saw didn't have that on there. So if you were paying attention to detail, that didn't always have black dots around the edge there. So here's what these look like all together, with all the black lines completed on there. All right, now let's unzoom and zoom in again. So now these rows. So the ones with the bigger areas of black, like area there, were easier to fill in because it wasn't as much that I had to do on those ones. Because, you know, a big portion of it was already painted for me. So there's that. Here I am doing the outlines. Now, they're not completely even, but I am trying my best here, and I'm practicing the skill. That's the point of doing this project, is to practice my fine details with brushes. So, and brush nib sort of counts. It's still a brush. It's just a nib. Like, it still counts. And this was incredibly challenging. I had to be very still. I couldn't, like, I was kind of afraid sometimes. I was doing this while reclined, and my cat likes to sit on the end of my recliner. So there were times where I'm like, oh, please don't jump up on my lap, because if you do, I'm going to. Thankfully, she was nice and let me do this without distracting me and making me mess up. So, there is what those look like. Now, I thought I was gonna be like, okay, I'm done for the night doing these, but then we were watching a show and my bonus mom was like, I can watch one more. Okay, so I did complete these next 4 and a little bit of the ones below it. And then that was the end of it for today's working on it. So here's with the black lines applied there, just reapplied. Okay, now over here, some more of the black lines applied there. Okay, so next one. Alright, and now these, once I've applied more of the black lines. Oh, the black lines made the purple and pink leaf really pop. That was a big difference from before. You know what? I'm going to see what the lost version looked like. This is what that used... Oh, wait. This one. This is what it used to look like. Sorry. And then once I reapplied the black lines, big difference. Definitely improved it. There we go. And this is the other one that I showed you that I'd confused these two for. And then there was a lot of detail in this one, so I decided I'm going to pack up my stuff and work on the next one in the sequence here tomorrow. So, which, when I'm filming this, is technically later on today, because I'm filming this before bed at 1:30 in the morning. But I made a lot of videos because I want to, I have a lot of, art photos on my device, and I'm going on a trip, so I want to have space to take photos, right? So I have to make videos with the art photos that are currently on my device, because I don't have, endless amount of storage space on my device. So this is what I'm doing. I was doing a lot of video making today. So this is what they look like. So this is at the point in which I have to complete tomorrow. but I have to be like really focused, and I get hyper fixated on this and like totally block out noises, other noises and stuff, so which is required for this kind of project. If you want it to look like what it's supposed to, you need to be hyper fixated on the little details. And that is it for my photos. The next photo on my list was for a different art video. So, anyway, this is where those puzzle pieces are today. As of right now, or what I finished on, let me see, on the 27th. Today is the 28th. So, well, I'm filming this on the 28th technically, but these pieces were all worked on, continued to be worked on the 27th, if that makes sense. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching. Now tell me in the comments, would you ever do a project like this either on your own or with friends? This could be an easy project to do with friends. You have all these little tiny canvases and everything, so I mean, if you paint miniatures, or maybe if you paint nail art, this might be up your alley. Or you're someone like me and you want to better your skill in fine detail, like strokes with a paintbrush. And you can use this as a little fun way to practice that skill. To keep it interesting and fun. So, that is where these are today. Hope you enjoyed. And always remember to stay happy.